I offer my humble pranam at the Lord's feet of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome to video lecture on microcontroller and embedded system laboratory. In this lecture, I'm going to explain how to interface LPC2148 microcontroller and then how to write a program to display hello world by using Flash Magic software. So what are the components we require to achieve this particular experiment? Basically, I'm going to use a kit, that is LPC21 microcontroller kit. So this is the kit I'm going to use. This is the kit. Okay, the name of the manufacturer is Vasundhara Technology. Vasundhara Technology, because whatever the program I'm going to discuss, that's entirely depending upon the hardware. If you try to change the hardware, definitely have to modify the program. So this is your the printer cable. This is USB port. One end has to go to your laptop. Okay. The another printer port has to go to your the board LPC2148 microcontroller board. This is your LPC at 148 microcontroller. Within this we have a UART. That is, using that we can able to perform serial communication. Okay. First, I'm going to give complete demo. Then later, I'm going to explain the program in detail. Okay, I'm going to explain program in detail later. First, I'm going to explain the program from the beginning. So before explaining the actual program in detail, the first I'm going to give demo for this particular experiment. First, for each and every experiment, better to create a new folder. First, I'm going to create a folder for this particular experiment. So let it be UART. UART, that's Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter. Just created a folder. At the beginning, we don't have anything. It's empty. This empty folder. So let it be. Then we have to click on that Keel Microvision software. Double click on this particular software. Now it's going to launch this particular application. Okay, now this is the initial status of this window. Then we have to create a new microvision project. Therefore, click on project. Then select new microvision project. Select new microvision project. Okay. Then because we have to create a project and we have to store, it's going to create so many files and all. Therefore, what I'm going to use, I will go to desktop. Under desktop, we know that there'll be a folder. Just we have created that folder. So better to use that folder. You try to open that folder. Then here, just I'm going to give the name of the project is a UART. Let be UART. By default, it's going to take this extension dot UV project, microvision project. So no need to type this. By default, it's going to take this as an extension. Then click on save. Okay. Now here, basically, we are going to use NXP. Okay, that NXP. Then expand this. Then we have to go for LPC2148 microcontroller. We have to select that particular board, that particular IC. That is LPC2148 microcontroller. LPC2148. Try to select this. LPC2148. LPC2148. Let me this is LPC2148 microcontroller. It provides all the details about that particular microcontroller. We know that it's a 32-bit microcontroller. So click on OK. Then if you go for assembly language program, it won't require any startup file. But we are talking about embedded C. We are using embedded C. Therefore, definitely we require this startup file. Therefore, click on S. Okay. Now the project is created. The Keel Microvision project is created. Then we have to open a editor, new editor. Okay, you can go here, or you can go to File, under File, select New. Now the new editor means actually it's created a new file, text file. So what we do, you can type the program. Here what I'm going to do is just I'm going to minimize. Just I will copy this program. I will copy this program. Okay, go to your Keel Microvision. Just you can paste it. It's very simple. Program is very simple, but it requires logic, so much of logic. Okay, so much of logic behind this. Okay, now after this, we are going to save. save this program. Then you have to use same folder. So previously this folder is empty. Now you can see so many other files are keep adding. Let's keep on adding new files to this particular folder. Okay, now what is the name of this file? Let it be name of this program UART, but extension must be c.c. Okay, save. The program is saved. Okay, what is the next step? Because we have to create X file. If you want to run on LPC 2148 microcontroller, we have to download X file into LPC 2148 microcontroller. Therefore, you have to create X file. If you want to create X file, that's right click on this target. Now select this first option, then go to output. Under output, say click on create X file. Then okay, then you can see here here source group 1, under that just we have startup.s file. Okay, therefore we have to include this C file into this particular project. Therefore, how to do this? Right click on this, go to manage project items, then add files, then go to that particular folder UART. Okay, UART already we created in the desktop. We have to go to same folder. So then we can able to see this UART.c. Click on this. That is add this particular file to your Keil microvision project. Then close. Then that file is added. UART.c is added. Then okay. Just we can verify here. That is source group. Startup.s is there and UART.c. Both are available here. Then this is very important step. This is a common procedure for all part B program. All part B program. Only we are changing. We keep on changing a program, but the concept, the creating the Keil microvision project, every procedure remains the same for all part B programs. Then we have to compile. Okay, have to compile. Therefore, okay, already we have saved the program. Build, say rebuild or build. By the time here, what happened? So here no errors. Creating X file. So one 0 errors and one warning. So one warning. That is actually program size. Here X file is created. The last line of file end without any like this. It doesn't matter. If you want, you can press enter. This you can rebuild. So rebuild by the time 0 errors and 0 warnings. So there is no problem with that. Okay, sometimes you get warnings. We can ignore the warnings, or we can fix up like this. Okay. Next, what is the next step? Okay, next we have to go for a separate what do you call application. Using that application only, we can able to run this program. Okay. Now actually now X file is created. That is X file is created. That X file is available in that particular folder. The next step is just you can minimize this application. Then go to FlashMagick software. It's launching this particular application. Okay. Then if you want to do this, we have to connect that particular LPC to 148 microcontroller board. I'm connecting to USB. Okay, that connection is over. Then here the one more important thing is by default we have some port. By default selecting some port. We have so many ports. You can see here so many ports are there. Here you can see here there's so many ports are there. Which port you have to select? So here we have to identify that. So just minimize. Go to this PC or computer. Okay, right click on this. Go to manage. Go to manage. Under manage, you can go for device manager. Click on device manager. Then go to ports. Here ports COM and LPT printer ports. Just you can expand this. Here USB serial port. Actually we are using COM6. Actually it's going to configure. Okay, it uses which port, which communication ports? That is COM6. Okay, communication port number 6. Then just close this window. Okay, then go to that application FlashMagick. Then here communication port 6. Okay, this is second step actually. Here select device. We know that already it's selected LPC 2148. Otherwise you can click on this. Okay, the select appropriate IC. Okay, that is also over. Then baud rate, that is 9600, means we are going to transmit. We can able to transmit or receive 9600 bits per a second. Then oscillator frequency is 12 megahertz is standard. Let it be erase block used by X5. Let it be this one. Okay. Then browse. We know that our program, our folder is available in the desktop. This is previous one. Some other things. Then go to your desktop. The better to go to desktop file. Okay, let it be desktop. Under desktop, we know that there will be a folder UART. They click on that. Here, this is your actual X file. Okay, select this UART.x, then open. Okay, this is very important step. Then start. Now it is transferring, okay, that X file into your LPC2148 microcontroller. That step is completed. Therefore, then how to check the program, how to verify the programs. Therefore, we have to go for tools. Under tools, there will be terminal. You can click on terminal. Okay, now here COM6 and you already selected. Then what's the baud rate? 9600 bits per second. That is also over. Okay, these are the main thing. Then click on OK. So this is the output. Hello world. It's output. Okay, so this is the way of getting the output. Okay, therefore it is going to transmit the information. Means we are transmitting the information bit by bit. It's called a serial communication. It's a serial communication. Just I'm going to do one more thing, one more example. Means just I'm going to modify the program. Here hello world is there now. I'll change the message. Okay, I'm putting another message. Help ever, hurt never. This is a message. Once again, save, then build the program. Okay, no errors, zero errors and zero warnings. Now X file is created. Then minimize this, go to that Flash Magic software. Then everything as it is, go to browse and that select X file, open, fine. Okay, then stop. Because it is very important, we have to connect that LPC2148 microcontroller board. Otherwise, it won't work because we are taking the help of that UART, which is available inside the LPC2148 microcontroller. So it's not external thing. Okay, it's not separate IC. It's a part of your LPC2148 microcontroller. Next, I told you already. Click on tools, then terminal, then okay, COM port that must be proper COM6, the 9600 bits per second. Okay, now you can see the output. Oh, hello world, because previously I'm not deleted. Okay, actually the new message is help ever hurt never. Okay, what we can do is we can go to option that is clear output. We can clear the output. Okay, close this. So once again, here anyhow that already file is selected. Start. It is downloading. Anyhow, no problem. Downloading. Then you can click on tools. Then terminal. That is okay. That is help ever hurt never. Therefore, like this, you can able to display any message as you like. Okay. Any doubts here? Now I'm going to explain program in detail. Okay, actual program in detail. Okay, now I'm going to explain this program in detail. Just I gave demo how to display any message with the help of UART. Okay, what is the meaning of UART? What's the expansion of UART? That is universal asynchronous receiver a transmitter. Using this, we can able to transmit information in terms of bits. So one bit at a time. We can transmit one bit or we can receive one bit at a time. Okay. Now, if you go for UART, if you go for LPC2148 microcontroller, we have two UART blocks. That is UART 0 and UART 1. That's why you can see here, U0 stands for UART 0 and U1 stands for UART 1. Okay, we have two UART. Means there will be a block, okay, which is reserved to transfer the information or we can receive the information serially. There will be two types of communication, a serial communication and parallel communication. If you go for anything, suppose we have USB port or there will be a printer port, okay, or we can go for internet, everywhere we are using serial communication. We are not using parallel communication. If you go for a serial communication, it requires only two lines, that is transmit data line and receive data line. Along with this, it requires some power supply. Okay, power supply, that's all. But if you go for a parallel communication, if you want to transmit a single character, we require 8 lines. Therefore, it requires more lines. It's faster, okay, fine, but it requires more hardware. That's why to avoid this in all our applications, a day-to-day application, if you go for internet, or it may be your normal computer, we have printer port, okay, or whatever it may be, everywhere you're using a serial USB, okay, universal serial port, okay, or serial port or serial bus. Okay, in that case, using same port, we can able to communicate anything. Therefore, here if you go for LPC2148 microcontroller, we have a two blocks, okay, UART0 and UART1. U0 stands for UART0, U1 stands for UART1. Then, if you want to program this, if you want to transfer the information serially, or if you want to receive the information serially, we have to program properly. Within this block, we have so many registers. So line control register, divisor latch register, transmit buffer register, receive buffer register, line status register, fractional divisor register. Okay, here U0 LCR, line control register. Okay, it comes under UART0. LCR, that comes under U1, like that. Okay, DLL, DLM in UART0, same thing in UART1, like that. Transmitter, transmit hold register. Okay, a receiver buffer register, line status register, the fraction device register. Okay, in this case, I'm going to use UART0. That is very, very important. Okay, which block you're going to use, that matters. Okay, then we have to use the respective corresponding registers. Therefore, here we are using UART0. Therefore, I'm going to use U0 LCR line control register. The DLL and DLM is used to configure the speed of transmission or speed of reception. That's the purpose of using DLL and DLM. There'll be THR, we are using THR. Then I'm using line status register. Okay, these are the registers I'm going to use as per according to my applications. I'm going to explain step by step. Now, step for configuring UART0. I told you already, we are going to use UART0. We are not using UART1. If you want to use UART1, the same procedure. Below are the steps for configuring the UART0. Configure the GPIO pins for UART0 function using pin select register. Okay, configure LCR for 8-bit bits, 8 data bits, 1 stop bit, disable parity, and enable DLAB. Then calculate DLM, DLL values for required baud rate from peripheral clock. Update the DLM, DLL with the calculated values. Finally, clear DLB to disable the access to DLM, DLL. So we have to follow these steps. Okay, I'm going to explain each and every step separately. Now, first I'm going to explain this step. Okay, configure GPIO pins for UART0 functions using pin select register. Okay, actually, what happened? We have GPIO 0 block, GPIO 1 block. Okay, now here we are talking about serial communication. Serial communication. Therefore, we need two pins: transmit data and receive data pins. Transmit data and receive data. So normally we have a port pins. We have port 0. If you want to understand all this port properly, so go through the previous video lecture. Then only you can able to understand this properly without any problem. Therefore, we have port 0 and port 1. Here P0.0, we have to configure P0.0 as transmit data lines, and we have to configure P0.1 as receive data line. Okay, if you want to configure this, we have to use 2 bits from pin select 0 register. Pin select 0 is a 32-bit register. Here, it's a 32-bit register, bit number 0 to bit number 31. It's a 32-bit register. So 2-bit is reserved to configure P0.0, and 2 bits, 2 and 3, another 2 bits reserved for P0.1. Like that, they reserved 2 bits for each and every port lines. Now, in this case, I'm going to use port P0.0 and P0.1. Therefore, we can able to use this pin for four different purpose. That's why we require 2 bits. Say we can have 4 combination 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. 0 0 means we can able to configure P0.0 as a GPIO. If it is 0 1, transmit data line. If it is 1 0, pulse width modulation. If it is 1 1, reserved. If you go for this P0.1, once again we can able to use this pin for 4 different purpose. This was a multiplexing. If you put 0 0, I can able to use this as GPIO. If it is 0 1 here, 0 1, then you can able to use this as RxD. Then if it is 1 0, pulse width modulation pin 3. Then if it is 1 1, that is external interrupt 0. Like that, depending upon your requirement, you can configure. As per my experiment, okay, as per my problem, I'm going to use a P0.0 and P0.1. Therefore, we have to write 0 1 here, 0 1. We write 0 1, then we're going to configure this as what? Transmit data line to transmit the bit. And if we write 0 1 here, 0 1 here, once again, we can able to use this pin as what? Receive data, RxD receive data. That is, we can able to read bit by bit. Okay, therefore here 0 1, here 0 1, you can see here. I told you already, pin select is a 32-bit register, here 32-bit. Okay, I'm not using starting from bit number 4 to bit number 31. This is let it be, you can put simply 0 for those bits. Then here 0 1s, here 0 1, and for this bit number 2 and 3 I have to put 0 1 0 1 0 1. So what is the decimal equivalent of this? 5. Or what is the hexadecimal equivalent of this? There is also 5. Okay, so this nothing but 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 5, or you can put simply 5. Okay, then we have to write this statement: pin select 0 equal to 0x stands for hexadecimal 5, or you can write 0x 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 5. That is also fine. This is also fine. What is the purpose of using this particular statement? We have to configure P0.0 and P0.1 as what? Transmit data and receive data. And one more thing is here TXD0 and RxD 0. 0 stands for, we are talking about UART 0 block. If it is UART1, this is nothing but what? Here 1, here 1. Actually, I have to go for different things. Here UART1 and UART1 transmit data and receive data. By the time to go for P0.8 and P0.9. So according to our hardware, our board LPC2148 microcontroller, as per the manufacturer specification, they are using UART 0. Accordingly, have to configure. It's very, very important. Okay, that is step number 1 is over. Configure the GPIO pins for UART 0 function using pin select register. That is, you have to write this statement. So once if you execute this statement, what happen? It's going to configure P0.0 as transmit data line and P0.1 as RS receive data line. But in this experiment, we are concentrating only how to transmit data. We are not receiving, just we are transmitting. Means we are going to transmit any message and we are going to display with the help of UART 0. Okay. Next is, what is second step? Configure line control register for 8 data bits, 1 stop bit, disable parity and enable DLAB. Okay, how to do this? We have to go for line control register. That is UART 0 under line control register. Okay, now we know that line control register is a 8-bit register. Here bit number 0 till bit number 7. Bit number 0 to bit number 7. According to our requirement, we have to transmit 8-bit at a time. The size of each character is 8-bit. Okay, if you want to transmit any information, you have to send ASCII code. The size of each ASCII code is 8 bits. Therefore, but we have different option. Suppose if you write 0, 0 in these bits, bit number 0 and bit number 1, we can have 4 combinations: 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. 0, 0 means 5-bit character length, 0, 1 means 6-bit, 10 means 7 bit, 11 means 8 bit. So according to our requirement, I'm going to use last combination, that is 8 bit character length. So the size of each ASCII code is 8 bit. Therefore, we have to write 1 in bit number 0 and bit number 1. That is first requirement, 8 bits. What is the next one? Here, bit number 2 for stop bit select. Bit number 2 is reserved for what? Stop bit. Here 0 means if you write 0 in bit number 2, that indicates one stop bit. If you write 1 here, 2 stop bits. But according to our requirement, we require one stop bit. That is sufficient. Therefore, I have to write 1 at bit number 2. Okay, here I have to write 1, 1. That is over. At bit number 2, you have to write 0 for what? One stop it. Here you have to write 0 for one stop it. Then here one more specification is what? Disable parity. Actually, we have two types of parity, odd parity and even parity. So I'm not bothering about odd number of ones or even number of ones. Therefore, I don't want parity. Therefore, if you want to disable parity generation, we can go for bit number 3. There we can put simply 0. That is why we have disable parity and no parity at disable parity. If you want to achieve this, what you have to do, you have to write 0 in bit number 3. That indicates disable parity generation and checking. That's the meaning of this. Therefore, I have to go use 0, 1 for what? For 8-bit character length. That is over. Then bit number 2 for what? One stop it. That is over. Then what is the purpose of using bit number 3? To disable the parity or no parity. That is also over. Then rest of the things I'm not using. Okay. Then next bit number 7, divisor latch access bit. That is nothing but DLAB. Either you can enable or you can disable depending upon the requirement. The first we have to enable this. Why you have to enable this? Because we have to calculate baud rate. How to calculate baud rate? That is 9,600 bits per second, 11,500 bits per second. Depending upon your requirement, we can able to configure the speed of transmission or speed of reception. For that purpose, we have to enable. Once after configuration gets over, then we can disable. Therefore, first we have to enable. Later we can disable. That is the purpose of this. At the beginning, you have to enable. How to enable? Therefore, you have to write 1 at bit number 7. Okay. Now you can see here. This is the binary equivalent. That is 1, 1, 8 bits. Here 0, 1 stop bit. Here 0, no parity. Okay, or disable parity. These bits are not used. From here to here, we are not using. Then what's the last bit? The 7th bit must be 1. Enable access to divisor latches. First, you have to calculate. You have to generate what? Baud rate. For that purpose, you have to enable. You have to use two register DLL and DLM. For that purpose, first you have to enable. If you want to access those register, we have to make it 1. This is the binary. What is the size of LCR? 8 bit. This is 8 bit control word. We can call it control word. Okay, control word. We have to load this control word into control register. What is the size of LCR line control register? It's a 8-bit register. Then depending upon your requirement, we have to calculate the control word. Okay, it's called a command word or control word. Then afterwards, we have to load this control word into LCR. Okay, this LCR comes under U0, UART 0 because we are using UART 0. What is the hexadecimal equivalent of this? Okay, this is nothing but 8. It's 8. This is 3. 83. 0x83. 0x stands for hexadecimal. So this is the statement. Once if you execute this particular statement, then it's going to configure UART 0 as what? We can able to transmit or receive 8 bits, no parity, one stop bit, and DLP equal to 1. Means you can able to access a DLL and DLM registers. That's the meaning of this. Okay, I think understood now this particular step. Then what is step number 3? Calculate the DLL values for required baud rate from peripheral clock. Then I'm going to do that particular step. Baud rate calculation. The speed of transmission, the speed of reception is very, very important. In general, okay, this is very comfortable with 9600 bits per second. Therefore, here LPC 2148 generates the baud rate depending on the values of DLM and DLL. If you want to use DLM and DLL register, the first we have to enable bit number 7. Have to make bit number 7 of LCR 1. Okay, then only it is available to the programmer. Okay, we can write or read. Otherwise, not possible. Now, here there will be a formula. This is the formula to calculate the baud rate. Okay, you have to calculate the value for DLM and DLL. Now this is the simplified version. We have to make this part equal to 0. Okay. Now here that is 256 into DLL plus DLM. Okay, let it be equal to peripheral clock divided by 16 into baud rate. There I need 9600 baud rate. Baud rate means what? Bits per second. Bits per second. How many bits we can able to transmit per second? Now we can able to transmit 9600 bits per second. Here I assume a peripheral clock equal to 15 megahertz. I'm calculating for that particular frequency 15 megahertz divided by this. If you simplify, you will get 97. Okay, I'm not rounding off to the higher value, let it be 97. Then hexadecimal equivalent of this equal to 61. Okay, if you want to write this information in terms of 16-bit, we can write 0061. Therefore, DLM for higher order, DLL for lower order. Okay, DLL for lower order and DLM is nothing but higher order 8-bit register. DLL is another 8-bit register. Okay, therefore we have to write this statement, that is DLM equal to 0x00, 0x stands for hexadecimal, DLL equal to 0x61. Okay, if you put together 0061, but you have to store separately, you have to execute separately. It's not possible to write together, you have to write separately. This is higher order register, it is lower order 8-bit register. Therefore, you have to load higher order in this, lower order in this. Therefore, once if you execute this particular statement, what happen? Okay, it's going to configure UART 0 for what? For 9600 bits per second. You can transmit or you can receive the bits by this speed. Okay. Then after this configuration or generating the baud rate is completed. Okay, this job is completed. Therefore, we have to disable divisor latch. Okay, how to disable this divisor latch? Then go to LCR. Okay, don't disturb this particular bit. Let it be 8-bit. No parity, 1 stop bit, let it be as it is. Here 1 is there, now make it 0. If it is 0, what happens? 0, then here 3, 0, 3. Then we have to load 0, 3 into LCR. Once if you load 0, 3 into LCR, what happens? It's going to disable this. That is, if you write 0 in bit number 7, disable access to divisor latch. So that's the meaning of this. Okay. So here, that's the purpose of using this statement. Okay, U0 LCR equal to 0x03. Once if we write this, it's going to disable access to divisor latches, because now it's not possible to access DLM and DLL. Any of that job is completed. Okay, understood this? Okay, what is the next step? Okay, that is step number 3 is completed. Update the DLL with calculated values. We have calculated for 15 megahertz and 9600 baud rate. We are getting 0061 in hexa. We are loading 00 with DLM and we are loading 61 with DLL. That is completed. Finally, clear DLB to disable the access to DLM and DLL. That is also over. We are loading 03 into LCR. That is also over. So this is very, very important if you want to transmit the information or if you want to receive. So this is the way of initializing UART 0 or UART 1. Okay, we are talking about UART 0. Therefore, we are using always U0. After this, the UART will be ready to transmit or receive data at the specified baud rate. Okay, everything is completed. The last step is we have to write a program to transmit the data. Okay, transmit the message. Okay, just I'm going to explain that particular steps. Okay, a step for transmitting a character. If you want to transmit any character, we have to store that character in a predefined register buffer. Here in this case, there'll be a register called THR. So there'll be a register called THR. Okay, there'll be a register called THR. Say there'll be a register called what? THR. What is THR? Transmit holding register. Transmit holding register THR. If you want to transmit any character, first we have to write that ASCII code of the character to be transmitted in that particular register THR. It's a 8-bit register. Okay, that's the thing. Step for transmitting character. What is step 1? Wait till the previous carry is transmitted. That is till THRE becomes high. Load the new character to be transmitted into THR. If you want to transmit any character, the ASCII code of the character to be transmitted must be in THR. THR is a 8-bit register. It's like a transmitter buffer, transmit buffer. Okay, but first we have to check whether THR is empty or not. Okay, if it is empty, then only we can able to write new character into this register. If it is not empty, it is not possible. So still it holds some valid character. The transmission is not yet completed. Okay, you are not supposed to overwrite. That's why first we have to check. There will be a bit called THRE. THRE, it is the part of line status registers here. Line status register. What is the size of line status register? It is a 8-bit register. What is the size of LSR? It is a 8-bit register. 8-bit register. This is a bit number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here there will be bit number 5 called THRE. What is the meaning of THRE? Transmitter holding register empty. It gives the status of THR, whether THR is empty or not. If THRE is 0, that indicates THR contains some valid data, it is not empty. If it is 1, it is empty. Okay, if THR is 1, it is empty. If it is 0, it contains some valid information. That's why we have to check the states of THRE. If it is 0, it is not free. It is holding some valid data. If it is 1, then only it is empty. Then only we can able to write new character into that particular register. Okay, understood this? Then how to check? How to check whether a transmitter THR is empty or not? Then I have to go for line status register. Okay, now here we know that LSR is there. Then I'm going to create one masking data. Say 00102 0000, that is 0x20. It's a masking data. Then we have to multiply this data with the content of LSR, with content of line status register. Okay, what happens? If you try to multiply this masking data with LSR, line status register, okay, then we know that 0 multiplied by anything, logical multiplication, bitwise AND operation, then you will get 0. Here also 0. Now this is very important. If it is 0 here, you get 0. 0 into 1, 0. If you have 1 here, we will get 1 here. Whatever the information we have here, that appears as it is. If it is 1, you will get 1. If it is 0, you will get 0 here. Therefore, we have to multiply this masking data 20XR with what? With LSR. Okay. Assume THR is 0. 0 into 1, 0. If the complete result is 0, what it means? That THR is not empty. THR is not empty. It holds some valid data. The previous character transmission is not yet completed. That's the meaning of this. Suppose, assume the transmission is completed, then that THR is empty. Once the THR is empty, immediately THRE becomes 1. Once THRE becomes 1, here 1, 1 into 1, 1. Then what is the value? 20. It's not equal to 0. It's not equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, if the final result after masking, after multiplication, If the result is not equal to 0, what it means, THR is empty. Then we can write your own character to be transmitted. Otherwise, you have to wait. You have to wait till THR equal to 1. Okay, till THR equal to 1, you have to wait. There is a meaning of this. That is, if THRE is not empty, by the time THRE bit is 0, 0 into 1, 0, the whole thing is 0. If the result is 0, then THR is not empty. If it is empty, the result is not equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, if the result equal to 0, what it means? If the result equal to 0, THR is not empty. Okay, equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, THR is empty. So this is very important step. Okay, before transmitting any new character or before writing any character into THR, first we have to check the status of THRE bit. It's a part of your line status register. How to check? This is the logic. Okay, this is the logic. Okay, now I'm going to explain the complete program. Here the char star message is a pointer. You can put any message as you like. Then I explained this pin select 0 equal to 0x5. How to configure P0.0 and P0.1 for transmit data and receive data. And line control register have to load 83 into this. Okay, for 8 bits, no parity, 1 stop bit, and DLB must be 1. Then we have to calculate the baud rate. It's already explained about that part also. Therefore, this is 8-bit higher order, 8-bit lower order. Okay, divisor latch register. Okay, then you have to load 00 here and 61 here. Okay, then this for what? For this baud rate, 9600 bits per second. Then after this step is completed, then you have to disable. You have to make DLB equal to 0. Okay, then you have to write 03 into line control register. That is where initialize UART 0. That is over. Okay, then while star message, that indicates content of message. Okay, content of message. Okay, now what is the first value? H. H not equal to null. This is nothing but a null. Okay, this is nothing but a null. At the end of the string we have null. Therefore I'm checking for null. Okay, here what is the first value? First character H. H not equal to null. Yes, true. It enters into while. Now while, this is very important. Just I explained in previous case. LSR, line status register. Okay, here we have to check whether THR is empty or not. THR is empty or not. Now multiply the content of LSR with masking data 20 hexadecimal. Okay, if the result equal to 0, what it means? If THR is not empty, it's going to replace whole thing with what? 0. 0 means what? False. Not false, true. Not false, true. Then it enters into this while loop here. That is very important. Here, do nothing. Do nothing. It will come back. Once again, it will check this. Get the value from LSR. Mask, multiply bitwise with 20. Assume once again you are getting 0. I told you already. Okay, if THR is not empty, okay, you will get 0 output. Here 0. The whole thing is replaced with 0. 0 means false, not false, true. True means enter into this while loop here. There is no instruction here, do nothing, it will come back. After some time, the transmission is completed. Now THR becomes empty. Then the whole thing is replaced with which value? 20. That is a non-zero value. So non-zero means what? True. True. Not true. Not true. This is inverter. Not true means what? False. Then it won't enter into this while loop. It comes out of the while loop. Now star message means it's going to get the content of this location. Okay, that is first value. H comes to, we are loading this first character into where? U not THR. I told you already, U not stand for UART 0. THR, transmit old register. Transmit old register. It's 8-bit register. We are writing the ASCII code of H to where? To this particular register. Then message plus plus, it's going to increment this pointer by 1. It's going to give the address of next immediate character. Now pointer is here. Now what's the value of this? E. E not equal to null. Yes, it once again comes here. Then it's keep checking. It's keep checking whether THR is empty. If it is not empty, it is keep on executing this while loop. That is, we are waiting for that. So once THR is empty, it comes out. Then we are writing the new character, that is nothing but E to where THR. It keeps transmitting with that particular speed. Then message plus plus, increment the pointer by 1. By 1. Now it points to this third character. Okay. Now once again check for THR, whether THR is empty or not. If it is not empty, I told you already, this expression is replaced with what? 0. 0 means what? False. Not false, true. Then it enters into this while loop. Okay, so do nothing, come back, check. Now assume that THR is empty. The whole thing is replaced with non-zero value, that is 20. That is, non-zero means what? True. That is not true, false. Then it comes out of while loop. Now it's going, we are writing the new character L into THR. It's start transmitting. Once if we write the new character into THR, automatically it start transmitting. Okay, just we have to monitor this particular thing. That's very, very important. You have to monitor here. Then increment. You have to repeat same thing. We know that at the end, definitely by default, there will be a null. So after encountering this null, it comes up. It will stop the program. So just already I give a demo also. Okay. Just go through all the previous steps. Okay. This is the output. For Hello World, I have to go to FlashMagic terminal. Okay, I told you already how to configure all those things. You can put any message. You can able to display any message as you like. Okay. Thanks for watching. So don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any doubts, you can write in a comment section. So thank you very much.